I guess like one other thing that we kind of meant to talk about that I think you have a little experience with than I do. The kind of the concept of like season passes and whatnot, business models.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the division and whatnot, sold different kind of little mini expansions and had a season pass and whatnot.
Right.
Talk a little bit about that.
I mean, there's like everything else. There's good ways and bad ways to do season passes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know. Like I only know from like the player perspective. There's some games that will go out and they'll like release several season passes, and that kind of pisses me off a little bit because it's just like, well, here's and they're usually the price of an expansion pack,
right?
And there's supposed to be like a discount because it'll be like
because you're paying up front basically
instead
of buying it when they comes along.
So like you'll end up spending like $20 to get $30 worth of DLCs,
right?
Or something like that. But then there will be some games that will be like, oh yeah, but we're going to release season pass number 2 in December, and it's like, you're gonna make us pay more money. Like the numbers can really start adding up after a while. Or next thing you know, you end up spending $120 on a $60 game.
Right.
And so like the good way to do a season pass is treat it like expansions. Okay, we're gonna release 3 mini expansions that.
But you can kind of buy them all ahead of time and
right
as a package deal essentially.
And treat it like. Treat the season pass like it's an expansion pack release, and you get 3 mini DLCs that add up to an expansion pack.
Right.
But then there's people that will overuse the season pass and be like, okay, well we're gonna add add-ons instead of DLC. And you buy season pack number 1 to get add-on 1 through 5, and then buy season pack 2 to get add-on 6 through 10.
Right.
And it turns it less into being a deal into just being a requirement to get everything. You know. Right. And the season pass just turns into the standard instead of being a discount.
Right.
And that's EA does that from my understanding. And so like that gets really frustrating. I honestly get a little fed up with season passes personally. Because like the Division wasn't that bad, but I bought that on a really powerful sale.
Right.
I ended up buying like $80 worth of game for like $14.
Nice.
The Division 2 actually upsets me a little bit because it's gold edition, which is like the season pass edition. It's like $90.
Oh my.
And then the Ultimate Edition is $120.
Holy crap!
I know. And
gets
you extra
gold-plated.
It gets you like extra skins and extra whatever. And I'm just like, I'll stick with standard, thanks. Like, I don't need like when the DLCs come out, I'll just buy the DLCs. I'm not.
Right.
I'm not paying $90 for a $60 game that I didn't even buy the original game for, full price.
Right.
That's really frustrating.
Again, this is, it's like Steam sales are kind of another example. Price discrimination where, you have, people who have to have it on the first day will pay a lot more than us cheap fuckers who will wait and buy it on discount.
Right.
I think the one thing I don't like about a lot of season passes, I mean, and this has kind of become a more problem, has been it's really sometimes hard to find out. Like what's in the different types, different versions of the game. Like, the game has like, the normal version, the enhanced version, and the other version, and like, I don't know if it's just, if I found this mostly on Steam. I don't know, if this is kind of a more general problem, but like, it's like, what do I get out of this?
Right.
And it's been really hard. It's like, I'm not spending $30 just to, because I love this game. I'm gonna spend an extra $30 for something. What? I don't know. It's something.
Right. Space Engineers actually has that issue for me. It has a deluxe edition for like $10 extra. I have no idea what's in the deluxe version, and I have no way, like, it's not listed anywhere what the difference is.
Right.
And I'm just like, I don't know, because I have like the Founders version of the game because I bought it so early, and I'm just like, do I want to upgrade to deluxe? I don't know. Am I going to? No. But then like talking about like season pass and stuff makes me brings Final Fantasy 15 to mind. Because they did something very interesting. Even though all the DLC, they're only releasing one more DLC out of their plan 4.
Right.
Because things got canceled, which is a whole other podcast to talk about.
Right.
Maybe we'll talk about that in a future podcast, because that's a really weird circumstance. It got canceled because the director of the game left, which is kind of weird because usually you just get another director to step in.
Right.
But anyways, for the PC version only, they released all DLC for free. All you have to pay is the base game price, which I think I got it for $15, or maybe $30, and you get everything the game has for free. Which like, I started playing it. I love 15. I haven't 100%ed it. It's one of the few games I want to. I just haven't gotten around to it.
Right.
And I'm playing it, and then I get into a little bit of the DLC. I'm just like, I want to give Square Enix more money for this. Where I feel like I ripped off Square Enix for only paying $30 for this game, because I am in love with it, and they deserve full price for how much I enjoy it.
Right.
And I don't usually feel that way about games. When I get a good price on the game, I'm like, got him.
Right.
But this is one of the few times where I'm like, how can I give them more money for this? Because they deserve it.
The enemy have captured the tower.
And that was a weird experience to have.
Right.
But I'm a Square Enix fanboy. I can't help myself.
Terrible person.
I know, I'm the worst. Yeah, SE broke, Pumpkin says. Yeah, from what I've looked at and noticed with Square Enix, it looks like Final Fantasy 14 is actually their primary income at the moment.
Right. This is always kind of the benefit of an MMO, is that you kind of had it gave a pretty consistent amount of money, as long as you're able to retain players.
And there's actually some speculation. Actually, we could talk about this a little bit. It's a little relevant to like microtransactions and just the game, just business models in general. There's speculation amongst some of my friends that they're actually putting more budget into Shadowbringers than the past two games, because all of their big AAA IP releases of the year flopped. And so they're trying to put more quality in the next expansion pack to retain players better.
Right.
To push them through to the next quarter.
Huh.
And I heard this theory, and part of my brain says, oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Bring higher quality content for the one game that's still making you money.
Right.
To retain players, to retain that stable income. But then I think, but this is a business, and most game businesses tend to think more short term than that.
Right.
Because they think quarter to quarter.
Right.
So I was just wondering, what's your take on this speculation?
I mean, it sounds reasonable that like this would be a thing that like they like again like the point of a business is basically to invest their money and get the greatest amount of return out of it.
Mm-hmm.
If that means investing in the MMO, because like the general business model of MMOs has been, get as much people as possible, and then you're going to slowly bleed them out.
Right.
You're not going to get a whole lot of new people joining the game afterwards, because you have, it's always kind of harder to kind of join a game and later. So a lot of the emphasis goes on retention.
Mm-hmm.
And like expansions tend to kind of like give you a bump in the number of people, because a lot of people that kind of lost interest might come back and like, oh, something new.
Right.
And especially with Final Fantasy 14, like new areas, new classes, iconic classes, new races. I'm sure there's gonna be some people with the Viera that want to come back and make a bunny.
Mm-hmm.
Given how popular they were in other games. So basically, I could see that being a possibility, that they kind of like, they're not making enough money off of their other single player games, so they're pouring their effort, their emphasis, their money into Final Fantasy 14, which has been demonstrated to have a very good return on investment.
Right. And I want, as a player, I want to believe that they're going to, push for more quality content in the coming expansion to retain players, because that means better gameplay for me. Mm-hmm. But I'm also wary of, because in the past, the speculation I've had is that while 14 was keeping the company afloat, say in the Around Reborn Day era of the game, my speculation was that they were budgeting less money into 14 than what it was generating, so that they could divert funds to the other projects that were in progress.
Mm-hmm.
And that, to me, that kind of explained why there wasn't as much quality content released in Heaven's Ward and in Stormblood as I was hoping for. Because they were pretty cookie cutter content, to be honest. So I'm just wondering if possibly, I'm hoping that if they get more budget, they can make more interesting content. Or if their cookie cutter process is just their philosophy. But that's just a theory, a game theory.
It's not your thing.
I don't have a catchphrase yet. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. You might be violating copyright there.
It's a podcast. That's just an opinion, a game opinion.
Yeah, exactly. you change it just enough.
Yeah. It's fair use. It was transformative.
Nice.
Yeah. You have anything else you want to cover? Or
I think we're good. I think we've hit our at least close to our time limit. So
yeah,
kind of meandered a bit, and a little bit of dead space as we were fighting the Eidolons. But
that was gameplay. That.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We were entertaining people with prime gameplay, I guess.
Yeah. We beat a world boss without wiping. I mean, that's raid content right there.
We are amazing.
Yeah, we're raiders.